What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Henshin Gate. I'm Jared.
I'm Mark. And I'm Kevin, and it feels awkward without Ryan.
Yeah, no, Ryan's not here for now. He's indisposed. I don't know. He's on his way, hopefully. But yes, welcome everybody to our review to episodes 22 and 23 of Power Rangers HyperForce.
HyperForce.
Yeah, this is going to be our second to last review of the series because in 2 weeks' time, the series will be done. Well, season 1. Let's get that off the table. Season 1 will be done in 2 weeks.
Yeah. And then we'll have Power Rangers HyperForce.
Well, who knows? I'm pretty sure they're smart enough not to call it Super HyperForce. But that's neither here nor there. It's more of if we support Twitch and HyperRPG, mostly on Twitch, we support them. We watch it live. We give them supers, ultras, megas, give our full support in any way, shape, or form. We can definitely get a season 2. It's already planned what they want to do with the series. It's up to us now as an audience and as fans to make sure we can get season 2. Everybody wants it. I've seen the chats, Twitch, and stuff. I've seen that people want it. So we'll do our best to get it. But we'll discuss more of that at the end of the episode. Until then, let's get on with the review, episode 22, Fighting for the Corona Aurora, which brings to my attention our handy-dandy Power Ranger background, Power Rangers Operation Overdrive. So obviously, we're still in 2007. We're in the year of the Overdrive. Well, this episode is Once a Ranger Part 2, where we introduce the Excalibur sword, whatever.
Excalibur.
Yeah, it plays a role in this episode. So, oh wait, no, it says Excelsior. The real one is called Excalibur, but this is Excelsior. Copyrights and whatnot. Either way,
copyright works. Excalibur?
I don't know. This is when Disney did it.
Comment. Tell us, is there copyright on the word Excalibur? I mean, I doubt it, but not that well known by.
This is Disney, so like they don't want to. Actually, that's a good question because they use Excalibur in the Sword and Stone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So, what the hell, Disney?
Oh, you're watching the movie with the love child. That logically doesn't make sense.
That does not make sense.
I mean, if they make it like 1,000 years ago,
in this episode as well,
got together one time. Yeah, but she was
Spoilers. We're getting to it. There is a reason for this.
Spoilers. This movie. This
spoiler for HyperForce.
Whatever.
Well, actually, it's not spoilers for HyperForce because we did predict this.
We did?
We'll get to it.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Yes. We got the notes on the official wiki page. We also got the handy-dandy HyperForce notepad. We only got one more use after this review, but again, like I said, we're in 2007. We're returning to where the Sentinel Knight was chilling in Greece. I think that's Ryan. I think Ryan's trying to reach out. But we'll get to him in a minute. I just want to get through most of this. So yeah, the Rangers take back. They're taking Sentinel Knight back to where he was. Vesper has a small talk with Eddie. Then she attempts to coerce him into helping her get a hold of the Corona Aurora. Because it's Vesper. She's trying to steal shit. Then he decides to help her because he decides that helping her is not a good idea because they don't want to mess up with the timeline and everything. So she contemplates getting Chloe's help. Tries to give her give her dog Rito to Sentinel of the Night instead. And it's like, oh, we'll trade you for the crown. Give us the crown, we'll give you the dog. So after that fails, Chloe refuses to help. Vesper simply just asks Sentinel of the Night to if she can just touch the crown, while throwing Eddie under the bus, suggesting that it was his idea the entire time. You know, as you do. So Vesper, she wishes for a battleizer as she touches the crown. Nothing happens, you know, no good rolls in this game. Well, actually, no, there were a few good rolls. And now that the cast is understanding how these rolls are starting to work, and especially the supers and the ultras and the megas, it helps the story progress a lot more faster, which is why I said in the beginning of the episode, with our support, with us giving them these supers and ultras, which actually they gave a lot of supers and ultras. You know, that actually helped a lot. But moving onwards. Yeah, she wished for battleizer. It didn't work. She does make note to scan a blueprint of the Coronal Aurora, of its physical dimensions and external appearance, to her memory bank. Actually, even in the beginning of the episode, I forgot to mention that Jack has Alpha 55 scan the Coronal Aurora's power to have him keep them informed of any anomalies, you know, if anything goes on. So, yeah, and while that was going on, Joe, the Green Ranger, was dancing with his wife Nadira from Time Force. You know, there was we mentioned that last episode, which was sweet. All right, moving onwards again. They revive back. Sentinel of the Night begins to... Actually, yeah, Marv asks Sentinel of the Night to train him, that he wants to get stronger. He wants his own battleizer, because Chloe's the only one with a battleizer from what she got in Arthurian time. So, Marv and Sentinel of the Night start training. And as they start to train, the leader, the Alliance leader, sends forth a monster called Doomstone. I believe it's an old monster from the Mighty Morphin era. Okay, so apparently this Alliance dude just has a lot of Mighty Morphin monsters on hand, on call, and stuff like that. But because, so yeah, that monster comes through, and the beat. Oh, okay, that's why it sounded familiar. I'm trying to remember all these monsters' names from the past. But yeah, so Doomstone comes through, and then Marv wielding the sword. No, he can't merge with Sentinel Knight's body to use that Sentinel armor, if you guys remember from Operation Overdrive.
Yeah, don't remember.
Let's see comments saying that they're late. Lashea Escobar. Oh, that's my friend. She's saying she's late to the party. Aw. Well, welcome. I think you're a good few episodes late in the party, but Wikipedia is there for you to help. Yeah, so Marv can't use the Sentinel armor. And before he can even attack Doomstone, the monster revives two other fallen monsters. Doomstone basically like can revive monsters, like a Monster Reborn from Yu-Gi-Oh! So he brings back the Shiburai monster that they defeated. That's an original HyperForce monster. They bring that back, and they also bring back Beevil from Power Rangers Ninja Storm. Speaking of revival, we're going to now attempt to revive Ryan. Segway.
Switch to try to give this farm Ryan new life.
Yes, Ryan.
Did it work?
I don't know. We're attempting it right now. We're attempting to revive Ryan. That was a good segue, though. All right. So, while we work our magic, we will continue onwards. The Beevil from Power Rangers Ninja Storm is revived along with Shiburai. Sylvester summons her weapon, the Cerberus Disc, but it's still broken from their time during the Shattered Grid story. So that's the thing. She starts, berating Alpha because it's still broken. So Eddie takes the broken pieces and begins to work on it. So Vesper starts to fight Beeble. Marv tries to use Excelsior, but then realizes remember that the sword will only work with artificial life, which is BS. Just because that sword right here that doesn't work for spoiler. This sword only worked for Mac because he's the Red Ranger. And they're saying an android. That it worked.
I think they sort of said it as like they can use it, but like the only people who can safely use it without like a lot of like strain is an android.
Yeah, so I still call BS on that. I call total BS on that. Like, really? Because she's an android? But, I mean, it's good for the fact that I'm just going to keep going onward. That Vesper, the female ranger, now is able to use the sword and use the sentinel armor, which is pretty cool because now 2 females on the team have battleizers and none of the males do. That's pretty ballsy on HyperRPG, but I applaud them. Females getting battleizers and the males don't, but I still feel bad for Marv. So we're gonna rush through this. So she becomes the Black Sentinel Ranger. The Alliance leader uses his powers to send down beams of dark energy, making Shibrai and Beeble grow. And then Jack summons he summons the Cirrus cannon to attack Beeble's knee. Then Joe follows up by attacking the same knee. Unfortunately, there are no arrows being used to put into the knee, so no Skyrim references this time, but I'm pretty sure they were used. But, moving on. Eddie summons his Zord, his Serpent HyperForce Zord, with Jack. The Sentinel Knight uses the energy to enhance the HyperForce Ranger's abilities. As Chloe's team attacked with Vesper, it failed to try to use an attack, but it failed. So that's when Eddie summons his Zord and releases some water fists on the monsters. Beeble took most of the attack as Shibrai manages to repel some of the attack. Then the Alliance leader sends down his right-hand man Balkanos and a squad of putties to steal the Corona Aurora from the Sentinel Knight. And as the Rangers are distracted by that, he's trying to keep them. Yeah, they're trying to keep him safe. Then Joe here senses that the Sentinel Knight is in danger, so he goes and rushes in, and he arrives in time to lend his since his form is a Hydra. He has a Hydra blade as a weapon. Pretty dope. He lends.
Yeah.
The Hydra blade. Joe lends some help to the Sentinel Knight. He lends one of his Hydra blades to an injured Sentinel Knight and uses it to knock Balkanos back. And then after being rammed by Jack's HyperForce Zord, Vesper uses her Cerberus Zord to finish off Beeble. So that Ninja Storm villain is done, toasted. Goodbye. Actually, what the hell is Doomstone?
What the hell is who doing?
Where the hell is Doomstone, the one who brings them back to life? Unless he was sent, like he just ran off. But that's another mystery we'll solve another time. So yeah, the leader sends down Volcanos, yada yada. She finishes off Evil in the last effort before exploding. Beeble tries to take. Beeble tries to pull Vesper out of. Tries to pull Vesper. Basically, he's trying to take Vesper with him. And then, no, he tried to pull Vesper out of her cockpit, but fails to do so. Then the Rangers summon the Kronos HyperForce Megazord. They grab Shiburai, and with the monster in the grab, they blast him point blank. And, Shiburai shrinks back to human size. And then Joe takes out several Joe's taking out several putties as Volcano steals the Chrono Roar from Sentinel Knight. Then the leader arrives to claim the crown for himself from Volcanos. So now the leader is finally getting his hands dirty. Yeah, it's about damn time. About damn time. Leader, we're mad episodes away from the ending. You finally now show up. Typical. Lazy. But either way, he shows up to retrieve the crown. He becomes distracted by this obsession with destroying the Sentinel Knight. Yeah, I wonder why the leader wants to destroy the Sentinel Knight.
No. Really?
We're watching it now. Right? I'm pretty sure everyone's going to get this more than FTRR. See, no one's ever going to get FTRR, so. Moving on. He has a little obsession with the Sentinel Knight. Joe calls for an assistant as he attacks Volcanos. Running away, the Shiburai arrives at the location of the leader with the HyperForce Rangers close behind. And then the leader drains the rest of the Shiburai's energy, destroying him for good. He's not pleased. Then the Rangers partially heal Sentinel Knight using healing charge technology as Vesper attempts to trick Volcanos into giving up the Chrono Aurora by making a duplicate hologram from her memory bank. Because she can create things, holograms. And then the leader attempts to strip the decoy crown from Vesper's grasp, and he's not stupid. He's aware of what's going on, so he knows that's just a fake. And he body slams Vesper to the ground with full force of his dark energy. He's just like, boom! And then the Sentinel Knight comes to Vesper's aid by attacking the leader, but fails. But he just falls. He falls on Vesper instead of attacking. Then Jack rams the HyperForce. He missile attacks to knock the crown out of from Volcanos' head. Chloe uses her Phoenix HyperForce to pin him down between a pair of feathers. And then Joe and Marv. I'm sorry. She uses the HyperForce to pin him in between a pair of feathers and Joe and Marv. So it's like, okay, he can't really run away. And then, using an attack, Marv and Joe manage to strip the Chrono Aurora from Volcanos. And then Marv makes a run for it. And with the Chrono Aurora in hand, Eddie finally professes his love to Vesper. He's like, Vesper, I love you, because he's in his Zord. That he loves her with all his. That he loves Vesper in that while using his Zord to destroy the leader. Obviously, with this being the main villain, it's not going to work. But then Vesper, she tells Eddie that she loves him with all her heart. As the leader easily brushes off the damage from Eddie, obviously. Now knowing what Eddie cared for the most, now because the leader knows that Eddie loves Vesper, he unleashes full force of dark energy into Vesper at a point blank range, like it's right there. And the dark energy surges and flows through Vesper's body, just destroying her. Vesper is dead. Bursting forth through the gaping wound, ricocheting off her Sentinel Ranger armor. The energy burns her. It just burns her retina. Basically, it's just detail of how messed up she is, and then she is just obliterated from existence. Like, she's not dead. She's obliterated from existence.
Yeah. Wait. The Dungeon Master, was she getting? It did seem like she was getting a bit too happy about the death.
No, actually, she was going through it like this is deep stuff. Like, this is happening.
Yeah.
But speaking of the GM, she had to play the role of Chloe, the Pink Ranger, because Megan Camarena, who usually plays Chloe, couldn't make it due to an emergency. But I also made a note that Malika, the GM, she was great as Chloe. She was just amazing. Oh man, so there's so many feels in this episode because it's like, it's more of like in an episode of a TV series or an anime where you see the villain just destroy the main protagonist. It goes silent. That's it. Nothing. Like silent credits going on. Where that's how you would imagine it. That is episode 22. But before we get on to episode 23, are you? Oh, well, phone call. No, our usual review of Lupin Ranger versus Pato Ranger. We were really just thinking. Yeah, we were discussing Lupin Ranger versus Pato Ranger before the episode started. So, episode 8 and 9, I think, of the show.
8 and 9.
8 was good. 9 carried on, was still good. 8 in episode 8. The Mighty Morphin Power. There's a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers reference with the monsters growing, with the henchmen growing as monsters, and their formation was reminiscent of the King Crab episode from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers season 1, where the fake Rangers would fight the real Rangers. But that was just Jew Ranger footage that was never used for Jew Rangers. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So I was like, okay, it makes sense because it is the 25th anniversary of Power Rangers. And now we have that nice little nod. I'm pretty sure they did that accidentally, but I don't know. I'm actually going to check right now because that's a pretty obscure reference for anyone to really get unless they watched Power Rangers back in the day or the Power Ranger Ghetto Ranger parody. So like no one's really going to get that unless they watch those things.
Not yet.
So I'm going to check right now if there was any reference to it. If not, then it's still cool that we can point it out.
Yes, we can. We point it out every time we can.
Yes. Because we're that good.
Yes.
But that's episode 8. Because episode 8 is when they're trying to figure out trying to see if thieves were what I'm looking for. They're trying to figure out the Power Rangers are trying to figure out the Lupin Rangers are the word, actually who they are, but obviously didn't really get that. Nope.
That's definitely one thing I kind of liked about that, because like I was wondering if they'd ever like find out.
Yeah, but it was too soon. Be way too soon.
What?
It'd be way too soon for them to figure that out. And nope, there's no clear reference of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I think it was just way too coincidental.
Definitely coincidental. Though all the like Lupin collection items, those are all references to like
Sentai and stuff. Yeah.
Like Sentai and stuff. So it's kind of obvious.
Yeah, but this episode, I guess it's just because not like I said, not many people in Japan. Well, they did have Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, but like unless you're from America, you'd understand that formation. Even then, you'd have to be really hardcore, really. I don't know. I guess it's just for me because I've seen the episode recently, and when doing the villain countdown, I was watching Mighty Morphin Ghetto Rangers again. So that's why it's still a little fresh in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still cool. And then episode 9 of Lupin Rangers, Power Ranger, had them get a new Lupin collection piece. But the episode ends on the Power Rangers destroying the monster that had the collection piece in it still. So basically, the way episode 22 of HyperForce ends, that's how Lupin Ranger vs. Power Ranger episode 9 ended.
Just the same kind of sadness that almost everything they're doing is for naught. But I kind of hope that's all okay.
I mean, we won't know until tomorrow's episode of Lupin vs. Power, if that airs tomorrow. Is that airing tomorrow?
I hope so.
I will check right now. Episode 10. It's not over yet. That's the title of the episode. April 8th, 7 days. Yeah, it's airing tomorrow. Or tomorrow, our time, which will be Sunday, their time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's airing. And then, solid episodes. I love this series. I love the dynamic of the characters. I love everything about this series. I was apprehensive of it at first, but I can't get enough. Now, before we start reviewing episode 23, I want to try again. Revive, Rhyan. Can't get Rhyan, we'll just get him over voice on the phone. Attempt. Oh, and since we are now done with Operation Overdrive, I'm going to have to spoil the episode 23 by playing a certain Power Rangers episode in the background, which yes, let's go to. I think we did use this in a previous review, but it makes sense to use it again. We're going to be using the episode Countdown to Destruction. There's a full-on reason why we have to use Countdown to Destruction.
What? Oh, because it's Malgor. I mean, Dark Spectre.
No, that's not why.
Hello.
Oh, hey, Rhyan. You're revived. Good thing, too. We just got started on Countdown to Destruction of Power Rangers in Space.
Ooh, that episode.
Yeah. So, Rhyan, what did you think of Power Rangers HyperForce episode 22 before we move on to 23?
Oh, no, you might as well go on ahead because I was so busy this week I didn't have a chance to watch.
Well, full recap.
Right,
I don't want that.
Let's
go to the next
was watching us.
Well, full disclosure, Rhyan, Vesper's dead.
No.
The Alliance leader came and killed her.
Damn, Power Rangers, what are you doing?
See, I thought it was going to be one of the male Rangers to die first because it was first Jack, then Eddie, then Marv. You would expect one of them to bite the dust. But it's Vesper. Picking up right where we left off in episode 22. Episode 23 is just so it's so gut-wrenching. Like you see Peter Darso, he's full in character. You don't they're having a good time and stuff, but he's in full on character and like, oh God. I felt for him. I was like, yo, he's not happy. He just lost his teammate. He lost his family. He's dead set on trying to get revenge on the Alliance leader. So, back to where we were. Episode 23 has no title yet. But yeah, so proud of the damage he caused killing Vesper, the Alliance leader escalates the battery. He escalates it even further by chanting some incantation to create some dark force around the Rangers to prevent them from escaping with the Corona Aurora. So,
of course,
the leader then tries to make a deal with the Rangers. It's like the crown for their freedom and the charred corpse of Vesper. He's a total dick. So, I'm really gonna. I can't hit on every note because it's just a very emotional episode. I'm gonna go through some cliff notes right now that Marv tries to talk Marv into turning into the. He's talking Marv into turning it over, but after hearing Marv's agony and submitting demands, he chooses to attack instead.
Mm-hmm.
I believe before that happens, Chloe exits from her Zord and transforms into her Pink Battle Warrior mode, her Battleizer. And then Jack attempts to hit the force field, but it succeeds in damaging the HyperForce Zord in the process. It succeeds, but it damages his Zord. So yeah, Marv sends the beam of energy, ricochets back to him. Yada yada yada. We're caught up to where we are now. The leader easily dodges the Sentinel Knight's attack. Volcano summons more putties. Eddie, he makes a quick work of them because he is just not happy. He just professes his love to Vesper. She loves him back. Boom, she's dead. He is not happy. He is in a mindset, I'm going to kill all of you. You are all dead. You're going to die by my hands.
It was.
I wish there was a reference to it right now in this episode of Power Rangers in Space, but sadly there is not. This is why we're on this episode of Power Rangers in Space. So.
Hey, you get a new fridge.
The hell?
Sorry.
Okay. That's a thing. So yeah. He makes quick work of the putties. Then he threatens the leader. Then the leader stomps on Vesper's corpse. He threatened. He because he's like, oh, you threatened me, Bob. I'm gonna mess with your teammate. Then Joe runs into attack because he's invisible. And the leader grabs Joe by the neck, nearly killing him. And then Chloe argues with Marv because he's on the verge of just breaking down. He's a broken man right now. He's losing his family, and like his brother is close to death.
Yes. I know how that feels.
Aw, that's cute. So Marv tries to, so she starts hearing a voice in her head to destroy the crown. Marv's trying to hand it over to him so he can get Vesper back so he can get the hell out of there. She destroys the crown, vaporizing it. And then as it's destroyed, the Alpha manages to send a message to Joe that penetrated the force, that penetrates the force field. The leader clutches his chest in pain from the destruction of the Corona Aurora. I wonder why.
Why?
Dun dun dun. Interesting.
We just saw the episode. We know why. We know why he's so obsessed with the Sentinel Knight and the Corona Aurora. We know why he's clutching his chest in pain after it being destroyed. We know why. But do you know why? Do you know why?
I don't.
Yet. So, moving on. He clutches his chest in pain. Yada, yada, yada. So, then, using that moment at his advantage, Marv rushes in to grab both Vesper and Joe. Not wanting the leader to escape, Chloe in her Pink Battle Warrior form with Eddie and Jack use their black. Eddie and Jack use their Zords. Chloe in her Battleizer blasts the leader for damage. Sentinel Knight also attacks the leader for added damage. Eddie escapes in his HyperForce Zord, close to Vesper, as Jack attempts to breach the force field with no success. The leader has Volcanos grow as he's escaping. I'm going through this really fast because these are just, like I said, clip notes. There's more to happen. So, yada yada. Volcanos grows. Hearing the message from Alpha 55 that the force field, that the HyperForce Zord is now available, Joe transfers his chest, his golden shield to Marv, a la Mighty Morphin. The Green Ranger gave his shield to Jason, the Red Ranger. That's pretty dope. Something told me that was an ability. I didn't think that through, but I'm glad it is an ability. So, yeah, Joe transfers his shield to Marv and then calls upon the Hydra. Then Joe summons his Hydra HyperZord. And it's actually just as tall and big as the Kronos HyperForce Zord combined. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, Hydra.
And then the Hydra Zord smashes through the force field. Joe and the Sentinel Knight use the Zord to keep Volcanos at bay as the other Rangers make their escape to the time ship. Then Eddie and Alpha 55 take control of the Cerberus HyperForce Zord to form the Kronos HyperForce Megazord again. Yada, 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 yada. Chloe warns the HyperForce Rangers never to speak the moment to Vesper if she gets better. Oh yeah, because she doesn't want Vesper to know that Alpha is using her Zord, because she's already not pleased with Alpha. So I wrote down, Alpha is not safe from Vesper. So yeah, that's actually a nice little funny moment in this really depressing ass episode so far. So yeah. After launching Volcanos into the air with a water uppercut, he reciprocates by throwing chunks of flaming rocks at the Rangers. And then the Hydra Zord hits Volcanos with laser blasts, stunning him. And then in the symbolic act, he destroys Volcanos with the Cerberus arm, smashing Volcanos with a tsunami water blast. The Volcanos, the second in command, is dead. Now, moving on was back to the time ship. Let's see. Actually, I think not even the time ship. It's the Alliance leader's time ship. He admits to his failures to this mystery man in a lab coat. He's not concerned about it. Like how in Ninja Storm, Lothar was never really concerned what was the outcome because he knew what the outcome was going to lead up to.
Pretty much, yeah.
So this new guy in a lab coat, white lab coat, he's not so worried about it. And the destruction of the Corona Aurora proved that his theory that a new timeline has been created. And as the leader, since the leader is still alive, because if this Corona Aurora is still, a thing, that the leader wouldn't be alive. And that's making me wonder more who the hell this leader is. Time traveling is confusing as hell, but there might be a reason to this theory. So that the mysterious man, he elaborates further that in the previous timeline, the leader was only alive because 2 years prior to where they were, he was destroyed. 2 years prior, 2007, 2005. Okay, I might have two theories. I have two theories, but we're going to get to that. So, yeah. So there's a reason why now they have to go. They have to go to. All right. They have to go back to 1998. That's why we're in the console destruction episode right now. They have to recruit these people, which we did theorize in a previous episode. So they have to make sure that they cannot destroy Zordon. Z-Wave doesn't happen.
Nope.
We did talk about this. We did theorize on this. We were correct. This double confirms our theory that Henshin Gate is on top of everything HyperRPG and Power Rangers HyperForce. Yeah. That damn good. But before we can prove our awesomeness even more, we're back at the HyperForce time ship.
Yes.
Let me see. Trying back. They back on board their ship. Vesper's body is scanned, and then Alpha 55 powers down and begins to act strangely after rebooting. Eddie is really angry with Marv. He tries to punch him in the face, but he's like, yo, why would you give that up? Why would you give the Corona Aurora up to the leader? And then allowing Chloe to destroy the crown. And then Chloe stops the punch from happening by grabbing Eddie's arm, and then Eddie starts breaking down crying. And Joe comforts Eddie. Eddie's like distraught because the woman he loves is destroyed. And then Sentinel Knight begins to take his leave from the time ship to go back to 2007 to prepare for in case of the worst possible situation occurs as a result of these recent events.
Something's definitely gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. Chloe then helps Joe heal, and Chloe helps Joe heal with medical supplies and an old burrito she found under her bed. Okay, that worries me. Why does she have so many old burritos under her bed?
Why not?
Why would you do that? Chloe, Megan, I love you. Stop old burritos under your bed. That's just disgusting. Just unsanitary.
Completely sanitary.
No, not sanitary.
Sanitary if you don't think about it as unsanitary.
Whatever you say. So Eddie looks at some old photos of Vesper. As Marv tries to console him. Then Eddie comes up with this epiphany that Eddie can go. He goes to find Jack, who has a similar epiphany, and they just start looking at points in time where the leader can absorb massive amount of good and bad energy connected to the morphing grid. Elsewhere in the ship, Vesper's consciousness. Vesper comes back, but she's now inside the body of Alpha 55.
I got nothing.
There's a reason.
I had a feeling that would happen.
See? That's why we're that good. Even if I didn't think of it, Ryan had it. We at Attention Gate are that damn good at solving the mystery of this series before it even ends. Moving on. Vesper's consciousness is inside Alpha's body. She starts freaking out and screams at the Rangers. Yeah, so she's absent of all her memories at the moment. She starts to harvest all the knowledge that's in Alpha's memories, as well as
she wasn't fully human before. Now she's completely not human.
She's gaining all of Alpha 55's memories and all the Alphas that came before her, including the giant talking Alpha with the yo Rangers.
Stop. We know about that Alpha.
Ah! Sorry, that Alpha kind of gets to us sometimes. Unfortunately, he makes an appearance in this episode too.
God damn it.
Oh, God. Oh. Yes. Vesper starts freaking out, yelling at the Rangers. It's like, what am I? Why am I in this body? He yells at the Rangers for destroying her original body because she sees her charred up body. She starts having this out-of-body experience. I'm pretty sure we've all had that type of experience before, out-of-body experiences.
That would be so damn weird, man.
Luckily, I didn't get the one she had. Luckily, I'm not even gonna get into that story right now.
What have you been on, man? None of us had that kind of experience. Did you?
Shush. Family-friendly content.
Oh.
So she sees her body. She's pissed at the Rangers. Like, what did you do to my body? What did you let happen to me? So there was a plan. There was a reason why Vesper was sleeping in one of the episodes. is because, and actually this is the funny part, this was planned by the crew the entire time. This is planned. That in case of an emergency of Vesper dying, Alpha will back up her memories into his body.
Don't they have like a spare body around or something?
No. But that's why she was like, Alpha can take in all the memories that up to that point. So Alpha has all the memories of Vesper up to the point where before she went to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so there's that. And then yada yada, yells at the Rangers, showing her body, argues out loud. She starts arguing inside her head with Alpha because she's like pissed with Alpha. And then inside her head, that's where we get a nice little appearance by yo Vespa. What's me? It's me, Alpha 6.
We go back to 5.
Okay, sorry. Still pisses me off sometimes. Although, kudos on Malika for replicating that voice. I will give her points for that.
She had to.
She had to. So, yeah. Because the backup was made in earlier, she can't really get her recent memories back up. So she doesn't know about Joe being the green HyperForce Ranger or him being married to Nadira and all that stuff. She doesn't know what went down recently. So they try to figure out a way to get a new body. See, she refuses for anything to happen to her old body since it's... She refuses to have anything happen with her old body since it's now gross and she wants it... She doesn't want to be a zombie. So... Oh, yeah,
Well,
Joe...
I mean, sentimental value, too. Why not?
So Joe comes up with a name for Vesper since she's in Alpha's body. Since it's Joe and Vesper... No, since it's Vesper and Alpha, Joe comes up with the name Vespa.
Oh, God. God damn it, Joe.
I didn't come up with this. Vespa. They discussed while trying to get a new body. So Vespa tries several times to throw it away. Then takes them. Vespa takes Vesper's morph and trying to morph, but it can't morph because the DNA is not active with Alpha.
What DNA? It's charred now.
But no, since it's Alpha's body, can't do much. So yeah, they can't use the morph sequence. Eddie heals Joe further with the healing charge technology, and then Vespa shocks Joe for annoying her in various ways, such as requesting repeatedly to dye her hair black. And there was a lot of fainting in this episode. Like Chloe fainted, Eddie fainted, Joe faints, and then Joe had a moment where he would jump up on Jack a la Scooby-Doo. That was funny. So checking with Alpha 55's data to the point in time where the leader may have obtained a large amount of energy. At Eddie's request, Vesper and the other Rangers become aware of the Red Space Ranger Andros. Space. They know what happened. They know what went down this time. Although I did skip over a point. Rhyan, brace yourself for this one. Actually, everybody brace yourself for this.
Or I could just watch it myself and just skip it.
Yeah, doesn't want
to myself.
Then earlier, creating memories. The bodies, zombie. How the hell did you have time to do this? Oh, right. I skipped over it. Yeah, Chloe, like I said before, Chloe and Eddie pass out from this revelation. Feeling uncomfortable with this new body being Alpha, Vesper has Alpha put on her bra and panties to feel like more of her old self.
Oh, dear God. Ladies and gentlemen, lock that image away. You don't need to remember that.
Drew it. It's on Twitter.
Then I won't look at Twitter anymore.
That's the thing. What do you think of that, Kevin? Mark? What do you guys think of that?
I can't get that image on my head now.
I'm so glad I'm so brain dead right now from school. I can't imagine anything.
I saw the drawing. I saw the drawing. How do you think I feel? The drawing said, "Hey Eddie, what do you think of this?" Oh,
You know, I don't need to look that up.
Okay, Eddie is now going to be disturbed after an Alpha 55 saying that. Oh my god.
and this, well,
Now I feel bad for Eddie.
it's
a different one.
out of Alpha's body. Yada yada yada. You know what happened? Eddie and Jack. We're moving back to where we were. We had a cat. We got. Move on. Eddie and Jack then decided to get Vesper a new body. It should be that first priority and decided that they have to go back to 3000. They have to go to the destroyed lab of Dr. Ferrex because it'd be a good place to start to get Vesper's body, a new body. And then Vesper takes a moment to mourn her body as Alpha informs her. Our Alpha, the current Alpha, Alpha 55, not that jive talking son of a bitch.
Why not the jive talking son of a bitch?
Why would we want that?
Because
Shut
that's
up.
not what we want.
Informs her that it may be possible to retrieve her old memories from a chip embedded within her skull. So Vesper can finally. It can be possible that Vesper can get her old memories back. Not just her old memories, but all the current memories of where she led up to before she was destroyed. Which I hope for.
Weird. Sticking. Well, as long as someone else do it, because kind of weird sticking your hand inside your own head, literally.
Right. Either way. And Marv takes a moment to apologize to Chloe for his actions earlier with the Corona Aurora, because he was distraught. He lost his family. He was not in a good place. It was an emotional time. So then the Rangers they contact Time Force and request that they request for help from all available. Any type of manpower available manpower that they have the time ship travel back to the year 3017. And then meanwhile, back to where we are on the Chimerian planet, the Alliance leader walks amongst the various leaders. They're not on screen now, but he goes up to the Alliance of evildoers that gathered. So back to the first episode of the series of In Space. And then so the Alliance leader goes up to Rita Repulsa and Lord Zed.
Mm-hmm.
They become curious on who dares approach him, and then he lowers his hood, revealing his dark energy pulsing from him. From his exposed brain, heavily bandaged face, declaring that he will restore his family's legacy and that Zordon must not be allowed to die. But what happens at the end of this episode cannot happen.
Huh. What an interesting thing to say.
Right? And then back on board of the ship, Vespa feels up and down his, feeling up and down his arms as Vesper's consciousness probes Alpha's, it's not a main story plot. It was just Christina V being funny. He's like, oh, can we have like a little after credit scene after the end of the episode?
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, I will probe your mind and discover your secrets, Alpha. And Alpha replies that it's in his confusion that it is his confusion of Vesper's sporadic intentions. There's no secret. Alpha has no secrets. It's just Vesper being funny. And that's the end of episode 23. Theory time. And I've been I'm saving this for Kevin. I was looking at the HyperForce chat. HyperRPG. At the end of this episode, HyperRPG types in, as the revealing of who the Alliance leader is, we don't know the name, but they type in, it was me, Dio!
Yeah, because JoJo.
Yes. And then Twitch chat as well. Someone writes down that Don Amarge is Thrax. Because Don Amarge had a big cloak and everything from Q Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
How crazy would that be that darn Armagay from Q Ranger is the alliance leader, and that is actually not even the darn Armagay is Thrax. What would everybody think about that?
Dun dun dun. Overdrive is relative again.
But yeah, all right. First theory out there that since in 2005, was it 2005? Yeah, 2005. What happened in 2005? What season was in 2005? I think it was SPD, right?
I forgot.
All right. Yeah, I was thinking Ninja Storm. So what if the alliance leader is Thrax, but also another theory? What if the alliance leader is
SPD.
Emperor Grum?
Hmm.
And Emperor Grum is just weirdly related to Lord Zed. That actually makes a lot of sense to me.
His brain was exposed, right? Wasn't Emperor Grum's brain exposed? All right, we gotta.
Yeah, it was exposed. Well,
Yep.
not completely exposed, but there was like a window for it.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
No, it was like a window, like right here.
Right. Emperor Grum, SPD. Yeah, I think so. I should have known. Yeah, he had like a little. Okay, so we have two theories. The alliance leader might be Thrax or Emperor Grum. It's a 50-50 chance at either or.
That is true. They both have exposed brains.
Now, oh man, episode 23 started off so sad, so depressing, and ended up really funny at the end. And then with this revelation, it's just like crazy. There's no title to episode 23 yet until next Tuesday. Episode 24, and then after episode 24 is episode 25, and then we will be reviewing the final two episodes. So before we sign off, what do you guys think of HyperForce before it ends?
It's gonna be nuts.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh man, so this is just season 1, mind you. They have season 2 planned out. What do you think would happen in season 2?
Who knows? I mean, what do you do after this?
I don't know. I mean, Joe, the Green Ranger, did marry Nadira, Rancic's daughter.
I ship it.
What if Rancic is taken over by an evil entity and becomes evil again?
Nah.
What if it's not even that? What if Rancid just really doesn't like Joe? And that's the entire plot for the second season.
That sounds hilarious.
That sounds like a possibility, yes. But that's just if we get a second season. We don't know. HyperRPG knows. Oh god. Can't wait for next week's episode. But we won't know unless there's a season 2. The only way there's a season 2 is if we keep supporting HyperRPG by watching it live. In any way, shape, or form, you can watch it live. You can watch it live. Grab your phones, grab the Twitch app, go on your internet on your phone, go to twitch.tv/HyperRPG, and you can watch it live. Hear it in the background. You don't have to do anything. Just have it on live. Interact with the comments.
Have all 3 of your devices on at the same time.
Yes, all of them.
What are they there? And then also, what you can also do, send in supers, megas, and ultras to the cast, because in these 2 episodes, they had buttloads of supers, ultras, and megas. They were able to get through these and have a lot of good rolls. Like, their rolls got up to the 30 count. That's how good their rolls were because of the interaction from the audience. And this is I think this is the most interactive from what I've seen in recent episodes of HyperForce. And then, yeah, make sure you keep watching live, keep supporting, keep doing all in your power to make sure we can get season 2. I know I'm doing all I can. not just as us as a collective by reviewing the series, but we're also doing our parts by supporting the show by watching it live and doing whatever we can, for this show. And we'll continue to do that, give the support. I always support HyperRPG, not just Power Rangers. I also support Perceptions and Chet. No, Pens and Parsec, Session Check. They even have a WWE RPG going on, which I'm happy. So support HyperRPG, support the show, do whatever you can. We really want a season 2. Hell, what's that Netflix series that came out recently? On My Block just got announced for season 2 today. That can get a season 2, so can HyperForce.
Yay!
For now.
Right. And then, yeah. If there is a season 2, actually, do you guys think that Christopher Kamen Lee is gonna come and reprise his role as Andros on HyperForce?
Yes.
And if actually, I have a high chance that if it's not Christopher Kamen Lee, I believe either way, Andros is gonna be upon this series, and you will get the Z Wave because if the Power Rangers can be in the Legendary War and have Troy on the show like we suspected in a way, then I suspect that Andros will be on the show in a way for the Z Wave to happen. That the HyperForce Rangers are the reason why the Z Wave happens. You just don't see them.
I mean, that would be the thing that would be the messed up thing. If what's it called? They have to destroy Zordon, and it's just like their moment of triumph, but also the most depressing thing anyone who's ever liked Power Rangers has ever done.
That would be the second. Well, actually, destroying Zordon in the Zordon era was the most depressing thing. Right after the Thunder Zords got destroyed.
Oh no, I don't like that. They gotta stop doing that, man. I don't like when the Zords are destroyed.
No, you know what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Right. They're gonna use their Zords to destroy Zordon, and the Zords are gonna be destroyed too. I'm just gonna be sad all day.
It's gonna be a sad event. But other than that, this is the most saddest series you'll ever get. Especially with them going on with the Shattered Grid thing. Yeah, this series just hit you right in the feels. But yeah, that's our review. I love this series. I can't wait for season 2. Season 2. Shout out to HyperRPG. As always, we leave all their links in the description. Follow their Twitter, their Facebook, their Instagram. A link to their Twitch page. You can go and watch their shows. You can watch their stuff right after we're done. You can watch it right now. You can go on your Twitch app and watch it while you watch us. You can always watch HyperRPG. And then tell them Henshin Gate sent you.
Specifically tell them that we sent you. Make sure that they know.
Yeah, tell them we sent.
Yes, I'm Ryan. That's Kevin. That's Jarrett.
But yeah. So tune in next time for our final review, Power Rangers HyperForce Season 1. 2 weeks. Here on YouTube. Before we go, we're going to be live again in a few days, celebrating our 1-year anniversary when we created this channel. April 8th, 3:30 p.m. Me and Ryan are going to be taking the Spicy Ramen Challenge with added punishments.
Mood. Kevin, this is your fault.
I know it's almost.
Either way, tune in for that, 3:30 p.m. Eastern. More details on that will be announced on our Twitter and Instagram.
Watch your supper. Blow our channel up with views.
Speaking of our Instagram, I'm pretty sure you checked our Instagram and Twitter over the weekend during WrestleMania, and it's why we didn't review it here. We already had it reviewed. I took over the Instagram and Twitter pages to review it myself, giving it my own personal stars and ratings. Better than Uncle Dave. Yeah, bite me, Dave Meltzer. Nah, I'm kidding. I love Dave Meltzer. I love his reviews, but seriously, we're the best. If we can predict Power Rangers HyperForce to a T, I'm pretty sure we can do WrestleMania as well. We're just that damn good. But with all that said, follow our social medias. We have Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. you know, all that stuff. Follow our Twitch where we will be playing more games. Be playing more Fortnite and GTA soon. Gonna try and get some heists done.
Right, you get Rhyan GTA.
You gotta get right on GTA. And yeah, give this video a like, share amongst your friends, family, and all that good stuff. You know, subscribe to the channel. That really does help us a lot. Hit the little bell icon to be notified when we go live with these reviews or post up a new video like we did recently with our Big Bang review. And many more videos to come. Until then, hope you guys enjoyed this. We'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Bye. See ya.